In the middle of the night, a boy named Kazuya is walking near a superstore. Suddenly, people begin to run outside, and the two girls bump into him, causing his phone to drop. When asked what's going on, a man with a knife arrives and tries to kill both of the girls, but Kazuya steps up and takes the man down with him. He asks the girls to run away and save their lives, but suddenly, the man stabs him in the chest, causing him to bleed heavily. Although the man runs away and saves both of them, he still realizes that he made both of them cry. As he closes his eyes, he wakes up in a large room with a large bed. A maid of the house feels happy to see him awake and hugs him, while another woman also hugs him and calls him his mother. He wonders what is going on, but when he sees his face in the mirror, he asks who this boy is and begins to yell out loudly. After a few moments, a maid and a mother check out his fever and find that he is fine, but the mother realizes that he must be hungry, so she asks her maid Sylvia to make a fresh soup for him. As they head outside, Kazuya realizes that he has been turned into a child, which means he didn't survive the accident, but he feels happy that he protected those two girls. Since he got reincarnated and doesn't know anything about this world, he begins to check his surrounding area, starting with the room and his body. Suddenly, Sylvia arrives with soup but sees him checking his undies. She realizes that he must have wet his underwear and decides to change it in front of him, but Kazuya, who still has memories of his past life, feels ashamed and begins to yell out loud, telling her to stop it. After that, it was revealed that Kazuya, who reincarnated into this world, is 3 years old, and his name in this world is Garm von Silford. His father's name is Graham, and his mother's name is Sarah, who is the second wife of Graham. The first wife's name is Maria, who is blessed with 2 boys named Jin and Alec, which means Cain is the third son of the Graham family. Graham is a high-ranking noble who owns his own army, and he is also the one who protects the border of the country from foreign invaders. Later, Sylvia tells him that this world is filled with monsters, adventurers, and magic users, and since he is a fan of all three, he gets excited and wants to use the magic right away, but Sylvia informs him that this will take a while, and that before that, he needs to study first. Cain realizes that since he brought the knowledge of this world with him, he has no problem studying, but gets emotional after recalling that he lived alone in his previous life after his grandpa's death, so he has no body left to grieve for. After some time, his sister Rain informs everyone that Cain can read books and is very good at it. Not wanting to reveal his past life, Cain tells his family that this is due to Sylvia, who is very good at teaching. Graham, surprised at this revelation, should ask his son why he wants to study, since he is just 3 years old. Cain informs him that he is just trying to learn all about this world and wants to step into his shoes. Hearing this, Graham tells him that since he has 2 other sons and can't give his estate to him, this is a good step to making his own success in life and gives him the permission to study anything he wants. However, the study requires the study of magic, and his sister tells him that he needs to be baptized before using any magic and will have to wait until he turns 5 years old. But to his surprise, he begins to use fire magic, but hides it from everyone, including his sister Rain too. Since she is baptized and knows about magic, she begins to teach him about the magic and history of the kingdom, including how its first king started as an adventurer before building the kingdom. She also tells him that not only humans, but elves, dwarfs, and beast folk also lives in this world too, and most importantly, there are fluffy things too, whom he is very fond of. As the time passes, the day of the baptism arrives, and Cain finally turns 5 years old. To get baptized, the family goes to church, a place where gods grant powers to 5-year-old kids. Since this was the first time he went outside the mansion, he got excited to see the beauty of the world and felt happy that he reincarnated in this world. Suddenly, he asked his sister to show him the status of his magic. Rain then shows him his magic abilities, which he loves, but she also finds out that she adores him. Hearing this, his parents tell him that Rain was granted level 2 protection from the gods of magic. When asked what protection is, his mother tells him that it is a very handy thing in this world because it determines how much magic is needed to activate a spell and its effects, and that only God can give it to him. As they reach the church, which is also dedicated to worshiping the 7 pillar gods, a priest greets them and starts the ceremony of baptism. Suddenly, a bright light covers the entire area of the church, and Cain finds himself sitting next to the 7 pillar gods. The gods then introduce themselves, starting with Xenom, who is the god of creation and the creator of this world. Rime, the god who governs death and the cycle of rebirth, then informs him that his death was unexpected. He was protecting the 2 girls, but if he hadn't approached the criminal, then the criminal was going to trip and fall and be restrained by passers-by. Hearing this, Cain gets shocked at this revelation and wonders if his death was for nothing. But Rime informs him that since he died doing a good deed, the god of the earth requested her to reincarnate him in this world. However, she informs him that his memories are supposed to awaken after he reaches adulthood, but somehow he activates them at the age of 3. Rime then apologizes to Cain for his unexpected death, but he tells her that since his memories came back so fast, he was able to learn and use magic, and most importantly, he lives a happy and beautiful life with his parents and sister. Seeing such kindness in his heart, Rosa, the goddess of magic, grants him her power. Sarnos, aka the god of war, Grim, aka the god of technology, PAnime, aka the god of commerce, and Bella, aka the god of earth, also give him their protection, and he thanks them from the bottom of his heart. Before leaving, Xenom, aka the god of creation, tells him that when he reaches his world, he will find out what power he has given him. As the light fades out, the priest states that he had never seen a phenomenon like this in his life. When asked what power Cain received from the gods, Cain decides to hide his status instead of showing it to his family, and runs away from the church. While checking in a corner, he is surprised to see that he has received the level 10 power of every magic, which is higher than the level 5 magic, which is considered to be the highest rank level in this world. Suddenly, he realizes that if he shows this to anyone, it will cause problems for him and his family, so he decides to hide it by using his creation magic. After returning home, Graham's father asks him to show his magic, but to his shock, the spell he activated to hide his magic didn't work, and everyone in the room finds out that he has the power of all 7 pillar gods. Since the magic abilities he had received were indeed amazing, Graham told him to never show his status to anyone, as this would bring threat to him and to the whole kingdom, to which he happily complied. After that, Cain went to his room and found a summoning magic book lying on the bed. Since he is fond of fluffy things, he wonders if he can summon fluffy animals with this. So, he went outside and summoned a fluffy animal, but instead of a fluffy animal, a giant monster arrived from the magic circle. Out of nowhere, Rain and her friend Parma also arrive there, and she feels horrified after seeing the monster. Since Cain wants to protect both of them, he charges forward with his fire magic, but the monster hits him with a powerful punch. Since he does not want them to die, he activates his magic spell and sends the monster back to his world. As he falls to the ground, he realizes that he is about to die again and has made people cry again. But to his surprise, he wakes up after a few moments and is completely fine. Seeing his sister smile, Cain realizes that he can help people in this world with his magic and will become an adventurer who will protect all the smiles of this kingdom. And this brings the video to an end. Comment for part 2. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on another video. Until next time, take care.